Let's talk partisan politics. The Board of Trustees of the PDP, the People's Democratic Party, have resolved to reconcile the presidential candidate of the party, Elijah Atiku Abubakar, and the governor of Rivers State, Wike. They had a closed-door meeting afterward, which he held at the National Secretariat of the party in Abuja. They resolved to begin the reconciliation process from the residence of the presidential candidate. The BOT also commended the party for the victory in the Osun governorship elections and urged the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to build on their successes to ensure credible elections in 2023. Take a listen to a member of the BOT, Senator Abdul Nengi, after the meeting.
We have equally set out in this meeting, committee of the BOT to be able to interface between warring factions, particularly between the acrimony that is taking place between the presidential candidate and Governor Wike and any other conflict that is taking place in the nation within our party formation. We have not even discussed any issue of anybody stepping down. We discuss what we discuss, and what we discuss is what I told you.
Well, you heard Senator Abdul Nengi, a member of the Board of Trustees of the party. So the question is, what is the trouble, really? What is the problem? What is at the heart of all of this? You heard Governor Wike when he returned from a foreign trip, and he was pouring out his mind about the situation in the party and how hurt he's being and what he felt was wrong. But how does a party get away from all of this, considering that the River State, now Port Harcourt, has become a pilgrimage of some sort to politicians who have been going to Port Harcourt to visit Governor Wike? What are the implications of all of these? Let's get some perspective from someone who has some insider perspective to these issues. Mr. Adakole Ijogi is a member of the PDP. Thank you so much, Mr. Ijogi, for coming tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Let's begin. First and foremost, was there any kind of conditions given by Governor Wike to the party to resolving this matter?
Well, I think, to be fair to Nigerians and the People's Democratic Party, I think it is good to put things into proper perspective.
Okay.
Governor Wike is not just Governor Wike. You have Governor Wike, 4 and possibly 5 other governors with him. You have former governors, you have former ministers, you have former senators, serving senators. So when you say it is Governor Wike, you try to make it pedestrian, but I don't think it's Governor Wike.
Yes.
And I like Nigerians to know that Governor Wike and his team now led by Professor Jerry Ghana, have not met with either the party, any organ of the party, or the presidential candidate of the party. But I can confirm to you, Sheon, that there have been processes, backdoor meetings, and in a couple of days, all these, I'm running away from using the word crisis, all these heightened disagreements will be resolved in a couple of days. So you cannot say that the Wike group have a list of demands when they haven't even met. So that's to answer your question directly.
No, it's not correct that they have not met. It is also not correct that using Governor Wike, because that is exactly what your party also used. So sometimes politicians make the media look like we are the one fueling the crisis in your party. You are running away from crisis. That is what your party has described it. Now, the question is that you have a problem on your hands. That is what has caused you to be moving from the pillar to post, trying to resolve the problem. So it is not the media that is causing your problem.
I didn't say it's the media.
No. I'm just like trying to clear the issues.
Okay.
So Nigerians know that we are not the one fueling the issue. The issues are in your party. But we're looking at the implication this has on the Nigeria's politics and governance also. Now, there was a meeting with Professor Jerry Ghana, briefing after, at the instance of Governor Wike and some other governors and former governors of the PDP, which happened last weekend. Yes. Now, there are some decisions that are being made. and there are talks from that emerge that there are conditions that they have agreed upon to be tabled before this can be resolved. Now, the question, first and foremost, is whether or not they're asking that the national chairman of the party should exit. How difficult would that be for the party?
Well, I still maintain that the Governor Wike's team have met.
They have met, yes.
Yes, and they are still meeting. And sets of demands have not been made public. Whatever you hear are insinuations in the press, in the media, of people leaking certain things. But I can confirm to you that they are going to meet in a couple of days. And when it comes to the resignation of the chairman, my own personal thinking is simple, that when you look at the way the PDP is structured currently, the national chairman, the chairman of the Governors Forum, PDP Governors Forum, is from the north, Sokoto. The presidential candidate of the party is from the north, Adamawa. The national chairman of the party is from the north, Benue. The board of trustee chairman of the party is from the north, Nasarawa. These are issues that the PDP will have to resolve. So it's not a question of Governor Wike, no. And I tell you this, there's a political sophistication within the People's Democratic Party that will take care of such, you might call it political, brickmanship. It will end.
I love the way some of you guys describe this, because I remember one of the questions I posed right on this program to one of the chieftains of your party when it emerged to some of us, and we heard that your party had decided to throw open the zoning of the presidency in your party. And this was very much like what the response I got, that these are insinuations, and not until eventually it became public. These are some of the things.
No, but
some of us
zoning in the party. Zoning in the party.
When some of us raise some of these issues, we're not raising them because we're ignorant or we are gossiping or it's based on rumors. We're speaking because this is what has been our job on a daily basis, and this is what we do for a living. And we have our ears to the ground. And when we say some of these things, it's because we know. So we're asking for the benefit of Nigerians. And I will move away from that and ask you this. The bigger question is, you've seen the former governor of Zamfara State has visited Governor Wike. Other governors of the APC, in fact, they went in group to visit Governor Wike. There are other Nigerians also that have visited Governor Wike. Now, someone will ask, what is there in visiting Governor Wike? It's unusual. How many governors in Nigeria is getting those kind of visitors? And people will say, there is never a smoke without a fire. There's definitely something wrong. For someone like you and some members of the PDP, are you having some kind of unsettled feeling about the way and manner things have gone? If you hear what Governor Wike said, a lot of people have said, analysts have said, there is trouble for the PDP, and PDP might be the opposition against itself ahead of the election.
Well, Shen, you have laid the foundation, asked the question, and then topped it up with another confusing statement. But I will try to answer you as best as I can. Well, it's not in doubt that there's some rift between the presidential candidate and Governor Wike. Truth be told, the presidential candidate, now this is not the party, the presidential candidate of our party slightly mismanaged the handling of Governor Wike. Like everybody knows that in the process of selecting the running mate to the party, some certain things were not done right. Yes, it is the prerogative of the candidate to choose whoever he wants to choose as his running mate. But then political maturity and political processing deserves some certain kinds of action by the candidate. So especially because of the fact that Governor Wike is a solid member of our party. Rivers State is a solid state of our party. Rivers State since 1999 has always delivered for the People's Democratic Party in presidential election and in governorship election. So it is he has been a solid backbone behind the party. Now, there are talks of some certain overbearing nature and all of that, but that's a conversation for another day. You call a spade a spade. So I can admit to you, thus far, that there's slight mismanagement between those two individuals, which I have confirmed to you on this program, Sheon, that in the next couple of days, I'm sure Channels TV will soon break it. Breaking news. Wike and Atiku resolve differences.
I mean, there are signals that this will happen.
Yes.
And who is brokering these? Who is midwife in this reconciliation?
That's above my pay grade.
You are not aware?
I am aware.
Of who is doing it?
Yes, please.
Is he a member of the board of trustees of the party?
Well, Sheon.
Or is an outsider of a former general?
Sheon, in the next couple of days, this particular slight rift will be over.
I mean, with all of these things that are happening in your party, you look at the emerging trend of how the election is shaping, the APC, and perhaps how the strength areas are emerging, the Labour Party, and the sort of support is getting, the NNPP and the Konkwansia, how this all is shaping, definitely would have touched on the sensitivity or would have upset the PDP's possibility of a stronghold, which is hard. It has had over the years. With what is going on in the PDP, are they thinking about how this race will pan out in the party, or the party is just thinking about the crisis and is being distracted?
No. I think, let me confirm, I'm also confirm to you that the national leadership of the party is approaching this election in a different direction. We realize within the party, as someone who is part of the research team in the party, we realize that it won't be business as usual going into the next election, that is the 2023 election, especially with indices and factors that you have mentioned, the Peter Obi and his Labour Party and the Kwankwasia, who are eking up the space within the traditional base of the People's Democratic Party. So we are thinking differently this time. I can confirm to you that the approach for this time, I mean, well, by the time the campaign starts in earnest in September, you will see that the PDP is engaged in numerous of activities, and it's going to be strictly issue-based campaign. We're going to focus on the issues, on how to fix Nigeria and get Nigeria working. We're not going to go into any telling of half-truths and propagandas and lies like the APC. No. And we have the experience that the obedient people don't have. The experience of how to manage the economy, on a halt unemployment, inflation, insecurity, how to run government. We have that experience. So we're building on that. And then the thing that excites some of us is that more younger people are coming into the ranks. Just wait and see when the presidential campaign organization is formed. You'll see. Younger people are coming through the ranks. I mean, they're talking to different young people, harvesting and harnessing ideas on how to win election, but more importantly, how to govern. Because a political party should be run as a government. So you'll see, in the next couple of weeks, when the campaign starts, PDP is going to be run as a government. You will see shadow ministers, you'll see everything. Everybody has their own responsibilities on how to fix Nigeria, because we are in dire straits. I mean, Nigeria is insecure. You have issues of look at the value of the currency. You have issue of the falling currency, 710 naira to the dollar. How do you stop inflation, for instance? How do you shore up the naira? How do you increase exports? You know, we have serious issues that we're contending with, and we're not distracted. I can confirm to you.
So, another conversation that's come, I mean, which was waged largely by some of the former governors of the PDP, was that they were part of, the governors of the PDP were part of the southern governors who said the next president of Nigeria must come from the south. Does that in any way affect the chances of your party?
Well, I think it would be undemocratic for a group of individuals to sit down and say the presidency must go one way or the other. It's politics. It's politics. It's about numbers. It's a democratic process. So if you say it must be from this particular zone, why? You explain to the delegates in this case, or the Nigerian people. We're all Nigerians. So I think that the governors forum, from the Southern Governors Forum that took that decision, they didn't take it in error. It was like a pressure point where they were applying pressure on the two main political parties, which is the PDP and the APC. And if you recall, when you look at the PDP primaries, it was a fair process that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar emerged. It was a fair process. There was no case of Mago. No, it was just a fair process, and he emerged. The best candidate emerged according to the delegates. So I think that moving forward, Nigerians should better place their emphasis, or maybe the governors forum, on getting a candidate that can win election for their party, rather than seeking for the presidency to be zoned to a particular area.
I think it would be good for us to anchor on a premise which you laid yourself right here on the program, and you reeled out some major offices at the national level of your party, the BOT, the national chairmanship position of the party, and quite others. And you said they are from the north. How is your party able to exit what has become a political quagmire that is created for itself?
No, it's not. It's a simple thing. Like I said, the PDP has this political sophistication within itself, an internal mechanism to resolve such issues. It's not a difficult thing.
Just like you did in 2015. This is sarcasm, actually, which some of your party members said led to the failure of your party at the polls.
Well, there are different indices.
No, I wanted you to explain the sophistication that you're talking about.
That the leadership of the party understands that Nigerians are waiting for the People's Democratic Party in 2023. And the issue is not whether you want to be a sit-tight chairman or a sit-tight board of trustee chairman. It's not the issue. The issue is about winning elections.
So is there a possibility of a change in the structure of the internal structure of the party ahead of the election?
Of course.
Is the party thinking about that?
The party is thinking on correcting itself and positioning itself effectively within the party so that we can win elections.
So there might be a change of guard?
The party leadership will decide. Maybe the BOT, we don't know. Maybe the party chairmanship, we don't know. But there will be certainly repositioning of the party so that you have that feeling or sense, not even a feeling, so they can have inclusion.
That conversation is going on right now, isn't it?
Yes, sure it is.
Adakola Ejogi is a member of the People's Democratic Party. Thank you indeed tonight for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Albeit you had you speak freely. Your speech is never you never had any kind of trouble speaking freely up until today. That you were having problems. I know difficulties in trying to say something, and I can understand that some of these issues are very tricky. But it was well said. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Well, that's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm sure Kimale. Bye for now.